You ever wanted a cheat code to get better mental health, deeper relaxation, and improved overall wellness? Of course you have. That's why quick fix supplements and poor diet recommendations run rampant. Today, however, I want to introduce you to a technology that I've used for over 20 years to help me learn better, relax deeper, and recover faster. That's today on the Evolve Podcast.
Welcome to the Evolve Podcast. Evolve your body, evolve your mind, evolve your soul, and evolve your tribe. And now it's time to disrupt.
Welcome back to the Evolve Podcast, where evolved men and women come to disrupt, connect, and get inspired. We're cultivating a strong, lean body. An educated mind and an evolved, purpose-driven heart are the status symbol of choice. I am your host, Steve Cutler, and today I'm excited to talk to you about the power of using binaural beats technology for improving your overall mental performance. We'll be uncovering the scientific benefits of utilizing this technology to improve mental health, brain function, and overall wellness. So let's dive in. Before we get started, I want to thank you for listening to the Evolve Podcast. The Evolve Podcast is part of our passion to provide no-cost to consumer content that will help you disrupt and evolve into your highest self. The Evolve Podcast and community continues to grow, and I want to make sure more people can find us and disrupt and evolve. If you haven't yet, can you do me a favor? Give us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. The ratings and reviews help us to grow the show and achieve our mission of helping millions of people evolve into the highest versions of themselves. And now, on to the show. To begin, let's first understand what binaural beats are. Binaural beats are auditory illusions created by presenting significantly different frequencies into each ear. This phenomenon occurs when two tones with slightly different frequencies are played simultaneously, causing the brain to perceive a third beat frequency. These beats can be harnessed for various purposes, including relaxation, focus, and even enhancing sleep quality. I was first introduced to this technology over 20 years ago when I trained with legendary Mr. Olympia Frank Zane. Frank is known as the three-time Mr. Olympia who personified the classic Greek god symmetrical physique. In fact, he is one of only two people to ever beat Arnold Schwarzenegger in a bodybuilding competition where he won Mr. Universe and beat Arnold. Again, one of only two people to ever beat Arnold Schwarzenegger in top-level bodybuilding competition. What many people don't know is that Frank had a bachelor's and a master's degree in psychology. So when I trained with him in his studio in San Diego over 20 years ago, he introduced me to this technology and walked me through it, how it helped him win 3 Mr. Olympia contests. I bought the technology from him and used it over the years to induce deep levels of relaxation, visualization, and creativity. Now, with smartphones, we have access to this technology in the palm of our hands. So, how do binaural beats actually impact our mental health? Well, studies have shown that binaural beats can help to reduce stress and anxiety levels. And when we listen to these beats, they simultaneously stimulate the brain's relaxation response. This leads to a decrease in cortisol levels, which is commonly known as the stress hormone. This calming effect can be beneficial for individuals dealing with everyday stressors or even anxiety and anxiety disorders. But that's not all. Binaural beats have also been found to have a positive impact on our cognitive abilities. Research suggests that specific frequencies in binaural beats can enhance focus, attention, and overall brain function. By synchronizing brainwave activity, binaural beats can help improve concentration, memory retention, and even creativity. And I've certainly seen this for myself. Now, this makes them a powerful tool for students, professionals, or really anyone seeking to optimize their cognitive performance and evolve into a higher version of themselves. Now, let me walk you through what my process looks like. If I feel like I need to focus for any length of period or length of time, I utilize the following methods, binaural beats being one of them. So here are 4 steps. First, I use what's called the Pomodoro Method. The Pomodoro Method is when you block out a time, generally for about 20-minute segments, and you do focused work during that particular period of time. I've expanded this time to go between 20 to 40 minutes. Rarely do I go longer than 40 minutes of focused work because I find that my productivity drops significantly if I'm doing focused work for more than about 40 minutes. So I do 20 to 40 minutes of focused work before I stop, stand up, and take a mental break and start moving my body again. The Pomodoro Method is a great way to focus and have accountability to a deadline. Think about it like this. When you have a deadline, you focus in order to accomplish towards that deadline. So 20 to 40 minutes of work will get done very quickly because you have a deadline that you need to achieve before you get up and walk around and move your body. The second thing I do is I stay hydrated. I keep a glass of water or sparkling mineral water with me while I'm working so that I ensure that my brain is functioning properly. Even a slight level of dehydration can cause significant drop in overall performance. Third, I use a timer. I have a small digital timer that sits on my desk, and I make a conscious effort to write down either on my desktop whiteboard or a sticky note what I'm working on, so that when I look at the timer and I look at what I've written down, I am completely focused either on the topic or the goal that I need to accomplish. Once I have those written down, I hit the timer. I found that my focus has improved significantly since doing this. Working within the Pomodoro Method and having this timer and my focus written down has helped me to accomplish so much more in so much little time. Finally, I use the Brainwave app and then set it to the binaural programs of either focused and alert or creativity boost, depending on what I'm working on. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm not getting paid to tell you about Brainwave. It's an app I think that's going to run you $4 or $5 on the Apple Store, but it's an amazing investment, in my opinion. I have no tie, no affiliation to Brainwave. It's just the app that I've been using for a long time, and I use it for several reasons. One, there are over 30 binaural beats programs that will help you to meet your needs. Two, there's an integration with the app where you can utilize it with other apps or other sounds, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. So let's do a quick recap. If I want to focus, and if you want to focus, here are 4 simple steps that have worked well for me. First, use the Pomodoro Method. Segment and chunk your time in 20 or 40-minute segments. Second, stay hydrated. Make sure you got great hydration before you go into your focus session, and keep a glass of water with you. Third, use a timer. Having accountability towards a deadline will help you to focus and allow you to accomplish things much quicker. And finally, use the Brainwave app and put the binaural beats to either focused and alert or creativity boost, depending on the type of project that you're working on. Now, additionally, binaural beats have shown promise in improving sleep quality. Sleep is vital for our overall well-being, and many individuals struggle with falling asleep or experiencing restful sleep. Binaural beats, particularly those in the delta and theta wave frequency, help to promote relaxation and can induce a state of deep relaxation, making it easier to fall asleep and achieve a more rejuvenating sleep cycle. Your circadian rhythm has got to be part of the foundation of your overall health and wellness. And so this is how I use binaural beats to make sure that my circadian rhythm is set up appropriately. I personally use binaural beats in the theta range to help me sleep and to get into a deeper sense of or deeper state of relaxation. And it's really hard to describe what it does with words, if I'm being honest. The only way I've been able to describe it is that it feels like my mind has had a chiropractic adjustment. Everything's just aligned and relaxed. Recently, I got a message from a client who started using binaural beats in a similar way to what I do post-workout. So when I finish a workout, I put the binaural beats on, I've got my headphones in, and I go sit for 10 minutes in the sauna to recover. It's my meditation time, and utilizing the sauna allows me to recover very quickly. In fact, there's a significant amount of science out there now talking about the benefits of consistent dry sauna use, especially post-workout when you're doing strength training. My client texted me and he said, hey, quote, the sauna and binaural beats was legit. It's hard to describe, but I feel, quote, clean walking out. We went back and forth, and I shared with him that as he continues on with using binaural beats, he's going to notice a massive change in his overall mental health and his ability to recover. So if you're not using this technology with your overall strength and fitness routine, I would highly recommend that you do it, but also utilize it to help you to get to sleep. Now, it's important to note that while binaural beats have demonstrated several benefits, they are not a one-size-fits-all solution. Each individual may respond differently, and it's crucial to find the frequencies that are going to work best for you. That's why I use the Brainwave app, because there are over 30 different programs on Brainwave that you can test and see what works best for you. Moreover, binaural beats should not replace professional help or medical treatment for mental health conditions. They can be seen as a complementary tool in conjunction with other therapies and interventions. So, how can you incorporate binaural beats into your daily routine? There are various ways to access these beats. You can find them in dedicated apps, websites, or even download audio tracks. It's recommended that you use headphones to ensure the desired stereo effect and to create an immersive listening experience. If you're like me and you're on the Apple platform, I use my AirPods and I set them to where I'm canceling out everything else around me. And I found that that works out very well to help me to get into this immersive state. So, as I mentioned, I use the Brainwave app on my iPhone. I've loved it. One of the reasons I love it is the fact that I can add those audio tracks in with the beats. A way that I've used this to help to encode certain thoughts into my brain is I've recorded mantras in another app and played them over and over again while the beats are playing. What I found that this does is it helps to reprogram my mindset. So if I'm running up against a limiting belief, or as a former guest on our podcast, Gay Hendricks, has said, we're limiting ourselves by reaching our upper limit. What I've found is that utilizing these mantras and playing the binaural beats at the same time has helped me to open up new doors into my psyche and move into a much more iterative, evolutionary state. Before we wrap up, it's worth mentioning that binaural beats should be avoided by individuals prone to seizures, those with epilepsy, or individuals with a history of heart condition, unless you've been cleared by a qualified health professional. It's always important to consult with a healthcare professional, and if you have any concerns or questions about binaural beats, make sure you have that conversation with your healthcare professional, whether it's your doctor, your psychologist, whomever you are meeting with. As always, your health is your responsibility. The last thing I want you to do is listen to me, go try something and say, Steve, that didn't work, without taking full responsibility and accountability for your health. You need to own your health. Make sure that you're connecting with and consulting with all of your qualified healthcare professionals in your life, but then also take into account the fact that your health is your responsibility. And with that, folks, it's time for us to wrap up another episode of the Evolve Podcast. We've explored the scientific benefits of using binaural beats to improve mental health, brain function, and overall wellness. Remember, binaural beats can be a powerful tool for relaxation, focus, and sleep enhancement, but they should be used responsibly and in conjunction with other recommended practices. I want to thank you, our listeners, for joining us on this episode of the Evolve Podcast. I am Steve Cutler, reminding you that it takes time and consistency to evolve. But first, you have to disrupt. And now it's time for you to get out there and evolve.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Evolve Podcast. Follow us on your favorite podcast app, and if you haven't done so, please give us a rating. As an independent podcast, it really helps us get more reach. This podcast is part of our mission to help millions of people evolve into the best versions of themselves. Please check out our coaching services at evolve-cast.com or pick up some of our Evolve merch. Until next time, keep evolving.